In Cairo tonight, Secretary of State George Shultz announced that he has given Israel and 3 Arab countries a U.S. proposal for Middle East peace talks and requested their answers within 10 days. In a hectic day of shuttle diplomacy, Shultz discussed the plan with Israeli Prime Minister Shamir in Jerusalem, and then with Syrian President Assad in Damascus, and then with Egyptian President Mubarak in Cairo. Shultz described the proposal as ambitious and said it calls for talks between Israel and the Arabs on the status of the Westbank, Gaza, and the Golan Heights, talks that could begin early next month if all the parties agree to them. And while Shultz was in Jerusalem, police found and defused a car bomb near his hotel. The Palestine Liberation Organization, the PLO, claimed responsibility and said Shultz was the target. In the occupied West Bank, Israeli soldiers opened fire on Palestinian demonstrators, killing 2. Television pictures of such violence have helped the Palestinians win public support for their cause around the world. Today, the Israelis try to put a stop to that by barring journalists from the West Bank trouble spots. However, as NBC's Jim Bitterman reports now, their image problem does continue.
Because of you, the Jewish settlers screamed to the journalists, they are killing us. And while no Israelis have been killed in the rioting here, there are those from the West Bank to the Israeli parliament who share the settlers' opinion that the media are to blame for aggravating Israel's troubles, and the media ought to be stopped.
The hell with the media and the hell with the image. We want to live and we will live.
The area is closed from this minute.
Local military commanders effectively accomplished what some politicians might have liked today by using their discretionary powers to seal off major towns in the occupied territories to non-residents.
All these people who are going...
Yes, we're checking them one by one.
A military spokesman says the media provoke trouble.
Everyone knows that whenever you have the light or the camera in your back or in your face, you behave differently.
Still, there seems to be more public outcry against the media because of scenes like those which show the military in a less than favorable light to the outside world. Those who oppose a ban on journalists say it can never be fully enforced.
Don't bar the press, let them do the job. And I think the strength of democracy in Israel is to live with the press rather than to bar it.
In the end, keeping the media out today did not keep the trouble out. There was more rioting far from the camera lenses, and 2 more Palestinians were killed. Whatever image problems may be posed by the scenes of the daily riots here, there are those who fear an even worse picture could be created, that of a country doing away with freedom of the press. Jim Bitterman, NBC News on the occupied West Bank.
And the Persian Gulf War goes on. Today, Iraq fired 3 missiles into Tehran in Iran, killing 17 people. Iran countered by firing 2 missiles into Baghdad, killing several civilians. And a crowd of Iranians marched on the Soviet embassy to protest the sale of Soviet missiles to Iraq. In Moscow, meanwhile, the government news agency TASS reported today that ethnic rioting in the Soviet Republic of Azerbaijan this weekend killed 31 people. It's the first official report of deaths in the rioting. Those riots were sparked by a dispute over the boundary between Azerbaijan and another Soviet republic, Armenia.